In this video, I'm going to show you how to crochet a cluster bobble stitch. This is a really common type of bobble that's used in lots of crochet projects. It's super simple. It creates a slight little dip on the back of the work. This is the wrong side, and this kind of 3D bobble shape on the front. So I've got here rows of 11 half double crochet, that's in US terms. I've worked 2 half doubles, my cluster stitch, and then 2 half doubles in between each cluster stitch, and then another row of half doubles. So I'm going to show you how we made that. So I'm going to start on the wrong side. It's important to work your clusters always on the wrong side. I'm going to work 2 half double crochets. I've chained 2 at the start of this row and I've not included that as a stitch. So there's my 2 half double, and then I'm going to work my cluster stitch. If you're used to working decreases, then you're going to find this super simple, because essentially what this cluster stitch is, the version I'm going to make, and there are different versions which I'll come to in a minute, it's a double crochet 4 together all in one stitch. So I'll talk you through it. I'm going to yarn over, insert the hook, this is where we're making the cluster stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2. So far that's similar to how we would make a double crochet. If we were finishing a double crochet, we'd yarn over and pull through those 2. But we're not, we're going to do a 2 together. Well, we're going to do a 4 together. So that's the first part. I've got my 2 loops on the hook. I'm going to yarn over, insert into the same stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. There's 4 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through 2. So I've got 3 loops left on my hook, and so far that will be the same as a double crochet 2 together. I would just yarn over and pull through those 3 if that's what I was doing, but I'm doing a 4 together, so I'm going to repeat those 2 steps, well, that step 2 more times. So yarn over, insert the hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 3 repeats, and I've got 4 loops on my hook. You always have 1 more loop than repeats. So I'm going to work my 4th and last repeat, yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So this leaves us with 5 loops on the hook. This is what it looks like in that reverse side, almost a bit like the base of a shell if you've worked shell stitches. So to finish the stitch, I'm just going to yarn over and I'm going to pull it through all 5 loops. It's helpful to like grab the bottom of the stitch, I find, when you're pulling through. So I've yarned over and I'm just going to pull that through all 5. And that is my cluster stitch, but what makes the cluster stitch is the stitch afterwards. So I'm going to work a half double in that next stitch, and then I'm just going to show you how that affects it. So because half doubles are shorter than doubles, that sort of pulls the top of this stitch down, and that's what creates this kind of bobbled 3D effect. You can see this point here, that is the top of my cluster stitch. So when it comes back to working into this row, that's the stitch that's going to represent the cluster stitch, and then here is that half double that I've just worked. So I'll show you that again. So I'm just going to work my second half double. So I'm going to work my double crochet 4 together. Now you could repeat this with a 3 together, or even a 5 together, or even a 6 together, and all of that will change the size and shape of this bobble. The other thing which will change it is the height of the stitches you're working either side. So I've used a half double here, you could use single, you could use double. It's a great stitch to experiment with. So let's do my second one. So I've yarned over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. 2 loops on hook, first repeat. Yarn over, insert hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Again, I'm just holding this bottom of this stitch here when I pull through, and what that does is stop that stitch from getting too big. So that's 3 loops on hook, and I've done 2 repeats. Yarn over, insert hook again, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So I've got 5 loops on my hook. That's my 4 repeats done. Okay, just had to pause because the cat feeder just gave the cat her lunch. Okay, where was I? 5 loops on the hook, 4 repeats done, yarn over and pull through all 5 loops, and that's completed my stitch. You can see that there is the top of the stitch. I'm going to work half double into the next stitch, half double into the next stitch. I'll just pause and show you what that looks like. So you can see just by looking at the top, like we've got little bumps there, and they're the tops of the cluster stitches, and these are the half double. You can see it sticks out. Often you don't get the full effect of the clusters until you've worked the following row, which I will show you in a moment. So let's do one more. Yarn over, and this loop that starts on my hook, that is eventually going to become the top of the stitch, and it's easy as you yarn over for that loop to get quite big, so that's why these loops are often a little bit bigger than your standard stitches. So I'm going to start with that kind of tight. Okay, so yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. There's my 5 loops. You can see how that stitch has grown a little bit. I'm going to yarn over and then pull through all 5 loops. That becomes the top of the stitch, and then I'm going to work 2 half doubles in the, well, a half double in each of the remaining 2 stitches. Oh, that one's a bit tight, isn't it? There it is. Okay, so that is my row with my cluster stitches, and as you can see, as I turn it round, they line up with the ones below. So I'm going to work back on the right side now, my half double crochet just across. So biggest thing to remember, always work your clusters on the wrong side. Some people say you can pop it through, so you might pop that cluster through to the other side if you want it to pop on that side, but I just find it, as soon as you do anything with the fabric, it pops straight back, so always do it on the wrong side. Okay, I've worked 1 half double, so this is my cluster stitch that I'm going to work into, and into each of those 2 half doubles. Just chain 1 to seal that row. So there's your cluster rows, and you can see that working that last row has really helped those take shape a bit, and the little bobble clusters stick out from the fabric, but they're a really quick and easy way to add a bit of texture. If you want them to pop a bit more, you can work shorter stitches, so you could work a single crochet each side and that will pop, or you can work like a double crochet 5 together for more fabric in the bobble. So there's loads of variations on that you can make, but I think it's a really nice, easy way to create texture.